I am going to paint the bottom side of the ceiling fan blades. I'm going to use one of my favorite products. I use this so often. It is Waverly White Chalk Paint. I'll have that linked below. I usually get mine from Walmart, but you can also get it from Amazon. So I'll have that link below. And I'm first going to clean the blades with this LA's Totally Awesome Cleaner. I love it. I'll also link that video where I show you my favorite cleaners. You can get this actually at the Dollar Tree in this size bottle, and this is 20 ounces. But you can also go to Amazon if you want larger amounts of it. You might have a cleaning business, or you have a really, really large home and you use cleaner a lot, then you can go get larger amounts off Amazon. So I'll link that below. So we're gonna clean these blades. Let's get started. I'm Nancy. Good to see you again. And if you're new, welcome, glad that you're here. If you like these kind of DIY projects that are easy, then you will wanna stay tuned. All the fan blades have been removed, and now we're gonna wash them off. Say to rinse, but I always like to do that. The neat thing about this is it's an all-purpose cleaner, and it's a degreaser as well as a spot remover. It has a chart on the back that tells you how to dilute based upon what you're cleaning and what spots or stains you're trying to get out. So it does suggest that you may need to use more or less depending on the severity of the stain that you have. So love this cleaner. Now I'm going to wipe these off and make sure they're good and dry, and then we'll start painting. So the Waverly paint that I'm using is really thick. You can see. I can water it down if I want to, but I'm going to try just using it as is out of the bottle and see how I like the finish. If I feel like I need to thin it, then I'll add just a little bit of water to it. And it's definitely going to take a couple of coats. This is kind of a glossy surface that I'm painting over. It's pretty shiny, as you can see. So it's going to take a couple of coats. And it, without any water added to it, it dries really fast. So you kind of have to work fast with it. And you have to use a very, very light hand. Otherwise, it will leave your foam brush marks on here. And it'll be a little more forgiving after the second coats go on. But right now I'm having to be just a little bit quick with how I work. And just the lightest hand when you're putting these coats on. And if you need to go back over it and do it a little thicker, you can. Okay, so you want to be sure and do the sides, the edges, the ends, because that's what's going to be facing you when you walk into the room. And honestly, I'm not going to worry about getting any paint on that underneath side, because I am not ever going to use that underneath side. And if there's ever someone else that ends up living in this home and we move out, Well, they'll just have to use the white side, I guess. Or they can repaint the bottom blade and get whatever color that they want. Comment below and let me know if you all use ceiling fans in your home. These came with the house, but we did actually install a ceiling fan in my husband's office. And we actually do have one in the bedroom. We have really tall ceilings in the bedroom, so it helps to have a fan. It helps to send the cool air down and the warm air down as well. So they do help. But not everybody likes them. Okay, so here is the first coat. I'll give you a close-up. As you can see, it's definitely going to need a second coat. And just to get more of an even finish on the second coat, I probably will add a little bit of water to that. But for now, I kind of want a thicker coat on so it can take hold and be a good base coat for the top coat. Okay, I'm going to finish all these other fan blades, and I will end up putting this video in fast forward so you can see how fast it goes. So I'm going to finish the rest of these blades. So the instructions on the Waverly chalk paint jar say to wait 2 hours between coats. So initially you're putting on 1 to 2 thinner coats, which I did 1 coat, a thinner coat, and then I'm going to go back in 2 hours and put on the second, hopefully the final coat. I have also decided to paint this globe, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and give it a coat so it can be painted the second coat same time as the other fan blades. So this certainly isn't meant to be a tutorial, but what I did is I got this cute little paint tray. I'm going to try using a roller and see if I like the finish with the roller better than the brush. They're both sponges. So we'll see how that goes. I did water it down. It's about 2/3 chalk paint to 1/3 water, if that, maybe 1/4 water. You mix it up well, and we're gonna roll it on. But first, I'm gonna use a little bit of paint that's left in the bowl. I don't like for anything to go to waste. Excuse me, I am cooking supper while I paint. Lots of bubbles in the paint, but that's okay. Hopefully they will disappear in a minute. Don't know that I've ever had that happen. Certainly don't want a textured look. Not that textured. Little bit of texture I do want, not a lot. Okay. It's kind of cool though with a little bit of bubbles in it. Just want to be consistent and make sure the edges have the same texture to them. Otherwise it might look a little odd. Okay, not too bad. Let's see what those bubbles end up doing. Okay. As long as you get a good, even coat on here, consistent bubbles everywhere. I don't know if I'm gonna like that or not. Yeah, too bubbly. Tell you what I'll do. I'll use the roller to get the paint on there initially, but then I'm going to go back over it with the sponge brush because I do like the sponge brush finish better. All right, so that's kind of how we'll do it. Smooth out all those bubbles with the sponge brush. I'm not digging the bubbles. It reminds me of a popcorn ceiling. And I don't think very many of us like popcorn ceilings too much. All right, this is a really nice, smooth finish now with the sponge brush. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so we've rolled on our top coat on this second one. Now we're gonna smooth it out with a sponge brush. We still have some bubbles, a few bubbles in there, but that's okay. I want a nice, thick top coat because I'm only gonna paint this twice. 2 coats is all it's getting. Okay, I want to make sure I got everything well. Okay. Sorry for the timer, but like I said, I am multitasking and cooking dinner while I paint. I have stuff in the microwave, I have stuff on the grill, and I'm right here painting. A girl gotta do what a girl gotta do. All right, here we go for bubble layer on our third paint, not paint blade, ceiling fan blade. I'm hungry and my blood sugar is dropping. So, how many of you like salmon? That's what we're having tonight. Salmon and broccoli and baked potato. Gotta get those healthy omega-6s. All right, now we've got the bubble layer. Y'all see that? You see that bubble layer? Kind of just messed it up when I picked it up, but we'll fix that. We'll just touch it right up. It'll just have my autograph on it is all. No problem with that. I do love to paint and I do love DIY projects, and I love taking something that's not quite attractive and making it into something really pretty. And there is a project I'm thinking about doing. I know you can't see my face. Is that bothering you all? Probably not. And anyway, I want to keep talking while I paint. Turn the camera this way. I just tasted that salmon. I gotta tell you, it is so good. I love chalk paint because it gives such a milky, smooth finish. And I love it. So pretty. Love it. It's such a creamy look. It's just different from regular paint. Regular paint is great for walls, obviously, but for special projects, DIY projects, and for furniture and that kind of thing, I really love the chalk paint. I don't think you can go wrong. I really don't think you can go wrong. Okay. The neat thing about this roller, even though it puts bubbles in here, is it evenly covers the fan blade. So it gets a nice good coat on there. Make sure I'm not missing any bare spots on here anywhere. There was one. Okay. All right. And it's best if you can start at one end and carry the brush all the way through to the other end. Otherwise, you could end up with lap marks, so you don't want that. Want a nice, smooth finish. Okay, make sure you've got all the edges covered nicely. Got to do a little more work right here because they are not totally covered. I can see some of that dark peeking through. And right there. Just give it a good look over. 2 coats is all you're getting. I promise. You don't want to do any more than 2 coats. It might make the fan blades too heavy, and they might not spin the right way. You might make the fan shake because it gets it out of balance. All right, I think we're doing okay. Yeah. A little more paint right there. Okay, looking good. Can't wait to put these back on there. Can't wait, can't wait. Okay. All right. Now, I'll show you what I did here. Make sure you can see that. I'm going to get you closer. Okay, so what I did here to paint the globe, this is the color that it was, and this is the color that it's going to be. Kind of hard to see. I emptied my utensil container and then put a paper towel there to kind of fluff that so I didn't clang the globe against that ceramic container. And let me go check on the salmon. I'll be right back. So here's the fan blades, and they have gotten their second coat. The light fixture globe has gotten its second coat. We'll see what it looks like when it dries. So we'll let this dry for probably another hour, hour and a half, and then I'm going to attempt to put the fan blades back up. Hopefully I won't mess up the paint. So let's let these things dry, and I'll see you back here in just a little bit.